Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from the Times of Israel published on March 2nd. Polish officials, Germany may owe us $850 billion for World War II war crimes. Now this is so beautiful because this has come about as payback to Merkel and the EU trying to strong-arm Poland into taking in these Islamic, what's the politically correct term these days? Refugees. The mass migration from, North Africa and parts of the Middle East. And basically, Poland said, fuck you. This is how they're getting back at them. If you want us to take these people in, we're going to play rough. And they went right for a target that Germany really can't defend against, which is the whole World War II Hitler thing. It's so beautiful that they would go there to say, hey, Merkel, fuck you, is priceless. It really is. Let's take a look at this article here. It was written by agencies and Israel Times staff. Okay, I guess no one wants to put their name on this one. Parliamentary team in Warsaw is working on potential reparations demand to compensate for destroyed cities, villages, and lost demographic potential of our country. Which, they've definitely got the Germans on this one. So, it comes down to the point of where they're probably shitting purple Twinkies. Warsaw, Poland, an official said Friday that Germany could owe its country $850 billion for the damage it inflicted during World War II. And they did inflict a lot of damage on Poland, and there was a lot of exploitation of its resources and its people on the note of basically slave labor, things like that. Now, I'm probably going to butcher this name. Hell, I know I am. I apologize for doing so. Arkadzus Malarczyk is leading a team in parliament that is assessing potential reparations to Poland. Germany killed 6 million Polish citizens and caused great material losses during its nearly 6-year occupation of Poland. Well, that's kind of putting it nicely. I mean, that's being generous with what they did. We are talking about very large but justified amounts of compensation for war crimes for destroyed cities, villages, and the lost demographic potential of our country. Malarczyk, whatever, I'll call him Malarczyk or something, I don't know, said on Polsat News, a private broadcaster. Last year, Poland's ruling Conservative Nationalist Law and Justice Party said the nation deserves compensation for its losses and set up a team of lawmakers under Malarczyk, leadership, to estimate how much is due. And I hope he nails them for as much as possible to really make Merkel, Germany, and the EU shit themselves. Because there has to be someone that actually has the balls to stand up to the EU and do so as a nation. I mean, yeah, you have Brexit, but the problem is the people want Brexit, but the politicians there don't. So you have this clusterfuck going on where the people are going to be probably bent over and without any lube fucked up the ass. Now, here you have a unified force with Poland, and they don't want to deal with the EU bullshit. They want to have their national identity. They suffered under communism. They don't want to end up in what's basically the idea of the communist bloc, because you had unelected bureaucrats dictating to the communist bloc from Moscow, and they know what that was like, and they don't want to deal with that on the note of the EU. To date, Poland has not made an official demand. Germany has repeatedly said there is no legal basis for Poland's reparation claims because the matter was settled in a 1953 agreement. Well, see, there's a slight problem with that because their deal was with the former USSR. All right? Because basically, Poland at that time didn't really have much, if any, self-governance, especially, at that point. It was a puppet of Moscow. So you had these people in Moscow making the deal and saying, Poland, you take the fucking deal, or we're going to roll tanks in there and force you to take the deal. It's kind of how it, not exactly how it, that's not, I'm basically, kind of sensationalizing a little bit, but that's kind of how the Soviet Union handled communist bloc nations and Warsaw Pact nations. It's like, either you do what we tell you or the tanks are rolling in. And that's probably what it came down to with this situation. So Poland didn't have a choice. So Germany, fuck you. You owe that money. Fuck off and die. Because I'll put money, if memory serves, most of that money, if not all of it, actually went into the USSR as opposed to Poland itself. I could be wrong on that. I mean, it's been a while since I've, looked at the historical facts, so I apologize. But, I mean, this is a situation where they're trying to play it like, oh yeah, well, we made a deal with those guys over there, so you're screwed. Poland's current authorities have argued the 1953 decision is invalid because it was dictated by Moscow and Poland was a satellite of the Soviet Union. Which, valid point. I mean, I was just talking about that. So, you have a situation here where Germany will probably not look good and not come out on top on this if they really want to push it. Since then, Germany has paid some compensation to individual Poles who were forced laborers or victims of German pseudo-medical experiments during the Nazis' wartime occupation. This right here kind of fucks Germany, because what they're basically saying is they admit that they owe more compensation. Because if they're willing to compensate individuals after this deal that supposedly cover their asses made it so that they didn't have to, they have no ground to stand on. Poland has also embroiled itself in a bitter dispute with Israel over a law that went into effect on Thursday, which calls for prison terms of up to 3 years for attributing the crimes of Nazi Germany to the Polish state or nation. The bill would also set fines or a maximum 3-year jail term for anyone who refers to Nazi German death camps as Polish. Now, I can understand the Poles wanting to do something like this. I don't agree with it because I'm a free speech absolutist. But I can understand their point of view from this. They do not want Germany's crimes pawned off on them. Hell, no one wants Germany's crimes pawned off on them. No one wants to own up to Germany's crimes, when it comes to the war crimes. So, and crimes against man. So, they're trying to make sure that they never get labeled that. Because, you had Poland basically turned into, a concentration camp like center. I mean, there was several of them there. Israel and the U.S. have warned the law will inhibit free speech about the Holocaust. Well, it could also lead to the fact of Israel, who knows, maybe wanting to spread the blame a little. I'm not saying, that's the case, but could be a possibility why their panties got into a bunch. Because they're the ones who said, oh, the Germans, along with everyone else. And now it's, oh, we can't put the Poles in? Oh, well, that ain't right. I mean, like I said, though, I don't agree with the law because I'm a free speech absolutist, but I mean, I can see their perspective on it. Senior Israeli and Polish diplomats met in Jerusalem on Thursday in a bid to resolve differences over the controversial Holocaust law, with both sides vowing to preserve the truth. Now, this is what gets me. Who the fuck is Israel to think that they have a right to say what is fucking going on in Poland? Who the fuck is... This is the shit that gets me. Okay, Israel should only have say within its fucking borders, and it has too much say outside of them, okay, between the United States and European nations, like, and then Eastern European with, like, Poland here, they've got their fingers in too many pots, okay? The only pot it should be in is their little honey pot. Shouldn't be like trying to finger America. You shouldn't be trying to stick your finger in Poland. You shouldn't be trying to stick your finger in, Canada or any place else. Okay? You shouldn't be doing that. You should be worrying about your own shit. If the Polish want to do this, you might not agree with it, but there shouldn't be diplomats meeting. You should convey what you feel, and then if they don't want to listen to you, go, oh fucking well, oy vey, oh well, and move the fuck on. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. Deputy Foreign Minister Bartosz Cichocki led the visiting Polish delegation, while Foreign Minister Director General Yuval Rodom headed Israel's team. And why the fuck is a general involved in this? I don't get that. Wouldn't it be a civilian thing? Anyways. I look forward to an open, candid, and friendly dialogue between Israel and Poland as expected between friends and allies, Rodom told journalists before the start of the meeting. We must make sure that historical truths are preserved and that there's no restriction on freedom of research and speech. It's kind of funny that Israel, like China, okay, has tried to make it so that you can't say things critical of them, or they don't have free speech in Israel. They don't have free speech in Poland. But we got to preserve free speech. The only place there is free speech and it's under attack, actual true free speech, is the United States. So this is kind of like doublespeak bullshit here. Cichocki said, we are committed to join our efforts to promote truth about the Holocaust and the Polish-Jewish centuries-old relationship. Okay. One key paragraph of the law states, whoever claims publicly and contrary to the facts that the Polish nation or the Republic of Poland is responsible or co-responsible for Nazi crimes committed by the Third Reich or for other felonies that constitute crimes against peace, crimes against humanity, or war crimes, or whoever otherwise grossly diminishes the responsibility of the true perpetrators of said crimes shall be liable a fine or imprisonment for up to 3 years. Now, the funny thing is, all these places really saying that this is an attack on free speech. It is, but it isn't. Because there's legal standards, okay, for, say, slander and libel. So you look at those, and you look at the situation with them. You can say something, and there's repercussions to it. I mean, this is kind of what it's saying here. If you want to lie about the documented historical facts, you're going to be in some shit. I don't agree with this. You should be able to say what you want, period, short of, a call to action. But, I mean, you look at this. They're playing this as something completely different than what it is. It's like they're trying to claim, it's like, the slant that we've had here in the U.S., and I'm sure it's the same way in Europe, is this is Holocaust denial, Holocaust denial. This is not Holocaust denial. It's a limiter on speech, but it's saying, hey, keep the fucking facts the way they are on the note of the facts. Don't fucking go and speculate. Don't go talk out your ass. Don't misrepresent. Don't lie, because we don't want to be labeled as part of this whole situation. We don't want our names on it. So, I mean, at least they could be honest about the representation. Jewish groups, Holocaust survivors, and Israeli officials fear its true aim is to repress research on Poles who killed Jews during World War II. The law and subsequent backlash have unleashed a wave of anti-Semitism in Poland. Whoa. Wait a minute here. If you're so worried about people who killed Jews, who helped to kill Jews, who were involved in the killing of Jews, why the fuck aren't you Going after George Soros. Oh, wait, he's a Jew. I'm just saying with that one. I mean, I've got nothing against, any ethnicity, religion, whatever, okay? Oh, all right. I understand Islam, and I'm not a fan of it. Well, we'll say that. But getting back on topic here. Okay, you've got a situation here where they're trying to freak out this whole, they're trying to get people to freak out on this situation and view it as worse than what it is. I mean, this is like ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center, levels of, kind of blowing things out of proportion type shit. I mean, like I said, I don't agree with the law. But no one wants to be labeled the whole Nazi thing. When you keep labeling Poland as white supremacists, as neo-Nazi, as this, that, and the other thing, they don't want that. Because, oh no, we're nationalists. Oh, Nazi. I mean, you guys tried that on the left. Which is this, have unleashed wave of anti-Semitism in Poland. I'm sure this has to do with that. They'll also create tensions with the Ukraine due to a provision that criminalizes denying the wartime cries of Ukrainian nationalists who killed up to about 100,000 Poles in wartime massacres. Oh, come on now here. You would think the Times of Israel would be fucking accurate. Oh, wait. I'm sure you have, with the whole globalist thing and shit like that, you have the influence here of being in bed with certain people type thing. Because if you want to get accurate, those who are in power in the Ukraine are literally direct descendants of the actual and factual fucking Ukrainian Nazis, okay, who committed all that shit, who committed crimes, whether they were against humanity or war crimes or whatever, all right? So you have this situation where, of course, that's going to piss off Ukraine because you've literally got the direct line, lineage-wise, of Nazism in Ukraine, currently in power there. And they're actual fucking white nationalist Nazis. Okay, and we'll actually say white supremacists. They're more supremacists than they are nationalists, because supremacists is believing you are superior. And I love how, when that's the case, you've got the Times of Israel, a Jewish publication, kind of, helping out the Nazis. This is fucking funny. Poland's president signed the law last month, but also sent it to the Constitutional Court for review. Polish officials have said no criminal charges will be brought until the court has made its ruling, expected in several weeks. But prosecutors are already looking for cases where Poland is defamed over its wartime activities. And you know what? This is probably a preventative measure, because with how Poland has been standing up to the EU, with how Poland has been standing up to Germany, this is probably one of those types of situations where they're doing this to be like, hey, open your mouths. Try to slander us. Try to misrepresent us. Try to shift blame onto us. You ain't going to do it. Because if we manage to catch you, you're going to prison. I mean, because you look at this situation, they're trying to throw this in with the fact of the reparations. So it's like, well, Poland should get these reparations, but they did this. I mean, it's like, come on now, look at what they're doing. I guess the best way to put it would be, this is a situation where you have the globalists going up against Poland, And they don't like the fact that Poland now has a law that if you try to say Poland committed war crimes or crimes against humanity during World War II, when it was an occupied territory, if you're going to blame them for that fact of these crimes happening when they are an occupied territory, you're going to prison. And I think that kind of scares them. And I think the fact that Poland is not falling in line is scaring them. It's the fact that Poland is willing to say, hey, you may owe us $850 billion for World War II reparations here, Germany. They're really, yeah. You've got the EU and Merkel trying to get on their back and mount them, and they're bucking like a fucking bronco. And the great part about it is as they are, they're actually kicking Merkel and the EU members in the fucking head. It's beautiful. Anyway, I think I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.